SMT Nation, we back. Nation, in today's video, we're going to take a look at the doom and gloom that is telco retail space. The business model is changing. It's different today than it was 10 years ago. You know, it's just kind of like the evolution of retail. And, this concept, and the story is about T-Mobile, this concept of T-Mobile moving to all online upgrades and stuff like that. I don't know. I think you got to pump the brakes just a little bit. I think a bit overstated. So I actually agree with the story here, the way, the premise from Jeff Moore, Wave 7 Research. I think his take is probably accurate. Anyways, let's go through everything. Let's talk about it a little bit. And I definitely want to get your opinions on all this because you guys are customers, right? And your experiences and what you want is the only thing that matters. You know, the carriers have to respond to you if you think about it, right? How you do business. You know, they may try to force the issue in preferred ways for their business, but it doesn't mean they'll always get their way. So T-Mobile has really been forcing the issue and emphasizing AI-driven technologies that enhance their business, right? Reducing operational costs, trying to find ways to find synergies and make their business leaner, you know, and some of that obviously means downsizing the workforce. Some of it means downsizing the retail space. And some of it involves the elimination and complete, shuttering of certain things. So seeing that, we hear time and time again, T-Mobile talking about AI, and we hear this from AT&T, and we also hear from Verizon quite a bit too. They're trying to figure out what is going to be the best model for their business moving forward. So brick and mortar stores, are they still necessary? The answer to that is yes. People do prefer to go in stores. Some people do prefer to go into the store, deal with reps, that can sell them on services and handle, different upgrades and transfers and answer questions and show them devices. And they want that whole experience. There's customers willing and wanting to do that. So the brick and mortar store isn't going anywhere, especially when you think about signature stores within large markets and stores that actually have legitimate traffic. Why would you shutter that store, right? So I think it's going to be more of a case-by-case basis. Over the years, as traffic at certain retail locations start to slow, they'll probably consider shutting those stores down. And of course, those reps may have options to relocate, or they may not. We have no idea. Judging how T-Mobile moves, you guys kind of know where that's going. But I agree with Jeff Moore, Wave 7 Research, the principal over there, friend of the channel. He's kind of monitoring how many stores each of the carriers have, right? AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, they've gone from like 18,500 stores nationwide to about 17,500. So reducing by 1,000 is nothing to sneeze at. That is a considerable amount of store reductions. Now, the secondary or, ancillary piece to this is that for the first time ever, iPhone pre-orders were a higher volume online than they actually were in the stores, right? For pickups and stuff like that, people having them delivered. You have kind of like the evolution of the consumer happening in front of your eyes. The consumer that is better at working online and through the website and through the app and stuff like that. That's what the carriers prefer, right? That customer is lovely. That's what they want to deal with. But there are some customers who do want a store, and they're willing to give you that store experience. It's just going to be more premium, and it's going to come at cost with store upgrade fees and activation fees and all these other things, right, that come with it. So I know T-Mobile wants to reduce their retail footprint. I think that's evident. They've done it. They want to do it more. They'll retain retail, I think, in my opinion, but they're going to reduce as much as they can, as much as the business permits them to. They're not going to close stores that have volume. It just doesn't make sense to do that, right? As long as customers are willing to pay the fees and the costs associated with doing the business that way, they'll continue to retain the operations. But I do think there is a natural progression, an evolution, if you will, in which store reductions are going to happen. If we've seen since, the pandemic, 1,000 store reductions between the three carriers, who's to say in the next couple of years, we don't see another 1,000 reductions? Then by 2030, maybe we see an additional 1,000 reductions. So we're talking about only 15,000 stores nationwide between the big three. That's a very plausible concept, and AI or not, I don't think it really matters. They'll make the best decision for their business. I just think the AI models, I think they'll help them predict, project monitor and see what they need to do with their retail space. We've already seen them do it with networking. We've seen them do it with customer care and all those things. So it's just a matter of time until all of that starts to go into all these different, tentacles within the business. And we'll start to see some shifting and some changes, right? But it's going to be gradual. It's going to be a slow, methodical change. It will not be abrupt. We're not going to wake up one day and 10,000 T-Mobile stores are gone. That's not going to happen, right? But looks like people sure are comfortable working through web applications, the T-Mobile app and whatever else. And it's easier business to run for them, right? Warehousing, shipping, boom, boom, boom. You're getting stuff in 2 days. It's all good, right? And then the store experience, there's just a lot of things that can go wrong. And, people seem comfortable working with it. But we'll see what happens. We'll continue to monitor. We'll track the number of stores. Wave 7 Research has all of that. So we'll look to Jeff for that information as he runs his surveys, does his scans, and lets us know when he drops that knowledge and that research. So we'll watch for the surveys. Anyways, tell me what you guys think about all this, and maybe offer me your projection. At what rate do you think T-Mobile downsizes the retail space? What type of pace? Maybe you guys can give me your thoughts and opinions on this. Very excited to hear what you have to say on this, especially if you want to anonymously tell me you work in retail and kind of give your take on this. Sound off in the comment section below. You're the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard.